he retired officially from politics in 2005. That's 13 years ago.
That's right. Absolutely.
And after that, in the stroke and the illness, 2009.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Jyoti
Prime Minister
talked
Modi
about now having accompanied the procession. I think it's now the turn of the Prime Minister Modi to lay a wreath there on the coffin of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. That's the next thing. So
Jyoti talked about the last time she saw such crowds was for Rajiv Gandhi's funeral. But, Rajiv Gandhi was an active politician. It was the middle of an election campaign. He was fighting to become Prime Minister again. And he was brutally assassinated. So, there was this huge, I think, outpouring of sympathy and emotion, at his funeral. But this man has been out of the public limelight for more than 10 years. And yet so many people have come out. No, I think that's because he's just, given the nature of today's politics, I think, he just has become relevant.
This may not be the precise moment to do it, but I think there will be a lot of people talking about, whether some way now he is going to become a beacon for saying, look, this is the way politics should be conducted.
Yes.
This is the way the civil discourse should be. And can we try and get back to it?
Well, we heard Chandra Bose talking about it.
There are hoardings up across Mumbai, put up by the Congress party today, paying tribute to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and that says a lot.
Yeah.
At a time like this, when politicians and political parties are at each other's throats, to say there's a genuine sense of mourning across political lines. There are a lot of people who disagreed with him violently and bitterly his entire life.
Of course.
There's still a sense of sorrow from all of them.
Of course, and the leaders that came, I mean, there was Mulayam Singh Yadav, Akhilesh Yadav, Mamata Banerjee,
there's Hamid Karzai is here.
Hamid Karzai has come.
But I also want to say, Vikram, that
politicians across the board, Farooq Abdullah, you can see out there, they're all gathered.
And I think the left leaders must be there as well, which is quite incredible.
Mohan of course, there as well. That I think would be the king of Bhutan. Of course, a very close ally. Sushma Swaraj working in as well. Marika ji, just wanted to, if you're still with us, just wanted to get your sense of it also, the sort of outpouring of grief that we are seeing. And it's not just the dignitaries and the VIPs and the RSS or the BJP. It seems to be a general sense of public sorrow out there.
You see, Vajpayee ji was a people's man. He spoke in the language of the people. He lived like the ordinary person. He took up their issues. And whether it was his oratory, which immediately had a connect with the people. People could look their own problems, their own issues in his poetry when he spoke. So when he turned on to governance, still he tried to connect various things. He became a symbol of governance. He not only connected the villages, the cities through golden quadrilateral, Pradhan Mantri Gramin Yojana. He always talked about Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, in which the children from 6 to 14 years were given free education. He also connected with Pakistan by the Delhi-Lahore bus service. So he was a person who tried to rise above all petty politics, anything which was narrow. His horizon was humanity, I believe. Above all caste, communal borders. He was a person who, despite not being active in politics for last 10 years in public life, is so revered by the people. I think he'll always stay there in the memories of the people, because he was such a life. He did not belong to one political party, and I believe he did not even belong to one country. When he spoke like a person who touched the hearts of millions and millions of people across the globe. So we have very less politicians of that genre now in today's times.
All right, Bharat Kumar Roth, I think let me get him in. That's Venkaiah Naidu, the Vice President, laying a wreath as well. So the Prime Minister, the Vice President, and presumably the President will follow. Bharat Kumar Roth, just wanted to get you in on the sort of funeral procession that we have just seen leading up to this state funeral. Were you surprised by the sort of crowds that we saw?
Yeah, even in today's times, to find this type of crowd is something that speaks for his popularity, his long innings in public life, and his affection and people's affection towards this one man, and that this is crossing across all party lines, all creed, all languages, everything. So people, I know people from Mumbai and Pune have gone there last night. So it means that his popularity overcrossed all other barricades.
Right. Well, we are seeing the top dignitaries there. The Prime Minister Amit Shah sitting next to him. L.K. Advani, obviously somebody who was a very close associate indeed of Atal Bihari Vajpayee there. Venkaiah Naidu coming in, and then former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Rahul Gandhi sitting next to him. So the top dignitaries of the nation are there. The King of Bhutan we just saw as well. Lots of prominent personalities there as well. But you know, Aarti, last night after finishing the anchoring here, went to Krishnaman and Marg. You should have seen the crowds that were waiting to get inside. There was a queue, almost about 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, and just many of them, as you said, were young people who probably had never heard him speaking and only seen him on TV. But they were just lining up to go inside and pay their respects. And I have to say I was quite surprised. I asked some of them, I said, are you BJP workers? Are you? They said, no, we've heard a lot about him. We wanted to pay our last respects.
So, as I was saying, I think more than an outpouring of grief, it's really just a desire to pay their respects and pay their tributes to somebody who really was, I think, has become an icon, over the years. In some ways, much more iconic today than he was even when he was Prime Minister. And that's because the legacy that he leaves behind is something which is so badly needed in today's politics. So badly needed. I think there are many lessons to be learnt from Vajpayee.
Well, let me just pause you until come back to that thought. But I just want to go across to Sunil Prabhu while we have him to just try and get a sense of what he knows about what is going to happen next. Sunil, it's about 4:10 right now. What do you expect going forward now?
Well, Vikram, as I speak, the President of India has just arrived. He was actually to be the first one to pay his respects, the last respects to the former Prime Minister. He's now, of course, on his way to do the formal pay on behalf of the entire nation, homage to the former Prime Minister, from when the guard of honor will be done to the late former Prime Minister, and the formal state funeral ceremony will end, and the body will then be handed over to the family members who are present here. The former Prime Minister's foster daughter, Nomita, his granddaughter who he adored, Niharika, as well as his foster son-in-law, Ranjit Kishore Bhattacharya, who is expected to do the final rites on behalf of the family. The President of India, as I speak, has arrived and is now walking towards Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee to give his last pay homage to the former Prime Minister. Of course, as we speak, also world leaders, leaders from cutting across party lines, from former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, Rahul Gandhi, the Home Minister of India, the King of Bhutan, the former President of Afghanistan, all they're joining in to pay homage and last respects at the ex-Minister. And you can hear now the formal part of the lowering of the guns has started by the Side Service Command. And of course, the President of India, as we say, is paying his last respect to the former Prime Minister.
Right. Maybe we can just listen in now to what's actually happening there at Smriti Sthal.